Hey, thank you so much for your purchase of Facebook group automation hacks. My name is James Hurst, and I will be taking you through the training today. First step, you're going to need a Facebook group. And I just want to let you know I'm actually setting this up live for one of my own groups, exactly how I would do it in real life, because this is me setting it up for real. So this is an actual setup of this process, okay? So step one is, obviously have your group, but you have to create your yes or no questions, okay? So as an affiliate marketer, it's really helpful to know if someone is using ClickFunnels, for example, or using ActiveCampaign, or are they on a Mac or a PC? Do you have an email autoresponder? Okay, so think about structuring one of your three questions in a way that you can get a yes or no answer. Because once you have that, then you have a way to branch and filter and segment people in your email marketing. Okay, do you have ClickFunnels? No, I don't. Okay, well, hey, have you heard of ClickFunnels? Like, let me introduce you to it, and here's a free trial. Versus somebody else that they already have ClickFunnels. There's really not much point in trying to get them to use it with your affiliate link. You could use this for all kinds of different research, but as an affiliate marketer, it's makes it especially nice. In this case, I'm going to be using the question, do you use a Mac or a PC? So let's take you over to Facebook here, where I have a group, and what's called is live streaming practice with James Hurst. Okay, so I'm a big fan of live streaming. I think it's a great way to get your message out. You are absolutely invited to join this group. Would love to have you. It's just meant to be a safe place to practice your tech, practice your delivery, try and create that really high-end professional-looking live stream. So what we have here in your group settings, you go to More. This is going to work best on a desktop. And then go to Edit Group Settings. And hopefully you're familiar with this. If not, no worries. You're just going to scroll down here to the bottom of your Facebook group settings. And you're going to go to here, Ask Questions. Now, it's very common these days as marketers to be asking for an email address. You can make it required. You can make it optional. What this training is about is taking advantage of those other two questions. Okay, so let me be transparent here for a second. So I am a huge fan of Ecamm Live. It only works for a Mac. Okay, so when I'm asking someone, will you be streaming using a Mac or a PC? If they are going to say that they are using a Mac, then I'm going to be able to say, hey, there's this great software that works on a Mac. It's called Ecamm Live, for which I am an affiliate of. Right? If they say a PC, or maybe I take them down a different path and say, hey, maybe you can use OBS or BeLive or whatever else it may be. My primary motivation right now to figure this out is if they're using a Mac, then I want to tell them about Ecamm Live. Okay, so basically that's my question. To get started with this, you need to have a question that you can kind of answer with yes or no, or it could be like Mac or PC, something specific that you're expecting a specific answer to. Like this second question, what equipment do you have already for your live streaming? They could put, I've got a microphone, I've got a desktop, I've got a webcam. Like, I'm not going to be able to, I need something I can key off of. Okay, so the big picture here is I'm going to take the answers to these questions, and I'm going to find a place in my email marketing tool, and I'm going to stick them in there as a custom field. Okay, that's really kind of the secret sauce of how this whole thing works, combined with Email Serper 3000. Okay, so what we're going to do is we need to go into our email marketing software. I highly recommend ActiveCampaign, and we need to go create a custom field so that when we bring the answers to these questions in, we give them a place to sit in the contact record, in the database, so to speak. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to ActiveCampaign. Right here, I'm all logged in already. And what you need to do is go over to Lists, and then Manage Fields. Okay. You can see I use this a lot. this becomes almost a CRM, which is a really powerful feature of ActiveCampaign, that I can create custom fields on a variety of pieces of data that I want to keep track of for my customers. So if you're not using this feature of ActiveCampaign or your email marketing tool, this is a great way to keep custom data about your customers. Okay, so you're going to come up here to the upper right and click Add Field, and I'm going to say that the name of this field is, let's say, Mac or PC. And we'll keep it at that. That's fine. And for the field type, if it's a date, if it's a drop down, a radio button, this is really just going to be basic text. So text input is the one that I want. Then I'll just hit add. Okay. So now my other question is, what equipment do you already have for your live streaming setup? So I'm going to say current, we'll call it live streaming equipment. Okay. Now this could be a little bit bigger of an answer. They could put quite a bit in there, or a text could be enough. But basically, I'm either going to be choosing between text input or a text area. And I think in this case, I think a text input also would be just fine. Now I'm not using this to key off of because I don't know what they're going to put in there, but at least I'm saving that on the contact record if in case I ever want to reach out to them. I can see what they answered when they came into my group. Most people are probably just losing that information, unless it just kind of goes into your spreadsheet here. But now you can keep it inside of the contact record in ActiveCampaign. So let's go ahead and click OK or Add. Okay, so now I've got a place in my autoresponder for that data to go. So let's go ahead and take a look now at Zapier. Okay. So in order to get something into Zapier, we have to realize that the data is going to come in here into the Google Sheet. And so it's going to come in with the group name, the full name, last name, the date they joined, and then the questions and answers that you ask. Okay. So let's go ahead and put a piece of sample data in here. We're going to go ahead and grab the exact name of the group here. So here we're going to want to copy. We're going to paste that there. And let's put a test name. So we'll call it John Doe for now. Full name is John Doe. And what's really cool is that Email Serper 3000 actually breaks this first name and last name up for you. And then the date, let's go ahead and put 2/29, 2/28. Let's see here. 2/27. Doesn't really matter, it's just a piece of test data. That's the date they joined the group. And now question 1. So let's go back here. Edit group settings. I'm going to literally copy that right there. Question 1. Paste. And in this case, let's put the answer as Mac. Okay. Hopefully this is making sense so far. Copy. So we're basically simulating what it's going to look like when Email Serper 3000 runs. Okay, and then this one. This is enter your email. paste. And we can word wrap that. Wrap that. And we can wrap this as well. What equipment do you already have for your live streaming setup? I have a webcam, and I have a blue snowball microphone. Okay, cool. And into your email, let's go ahead and enter johndoe@gmail.com. Okay, so now we have an example of the data that's going to be coming through to Zapier. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go over to Zapier now, and I've got this Zap here, which you should already. There's already a training on how to set this up for one group. So let's just go back as if we're starting kind of from scratch. Let's go ahead and get to Zapier homepage here. And if you don't have a Zapier account, there's a free tier, a free level of Zaps. It's not the fastest, but it should be all you need. I'm on a paid plan because I use a lot of Zaps. So let's go ahead and go to Zaps. And I'm going to be in this folder here, Email Server 3000. You won't probably have that, but you're going to need a Zap basically that goes from Google Sheets to your email autoresponder. I use ActiveCampaign. Now, I have got multiple groups going here. So this will actually be a little bit different. But basically, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm filtering on depending on which group it is. Okay. So it all starts from that row in Google Sheets. Okay. And if you haven't watched the original training on how to do this, then you need to go back and watch that first. But so basically what we're going to do is we're going to link up that sheet right there to Zapier. I'm going to hit edit here, and I've already connected it all. I'm going to go to find data. I want to bring in some more samples. These were done a month ago, so I'm going to bring in see more samples, and hopefully I can bring in something. There we go. Pulled in 2 minutes ago. That would be awesome. Look at that. That's the thing we're wanting. Okay. That is exactly the piece of data that we want. See that? So now that we have this piece of data there, we can now proceed to map that to ActiveCampaign. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and select that piece of data. And now I'm going to hit done. And what I want to do is actually add a new path. So I have my Dream Car group. I have a Power Wheels group. You guys know me and Power Wheels parties, right? Hopefully, maybe not. I'm going to add another path, which is basically a filter. And it's going to be for this other group. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add New Path. Or if it's you and it's just one group, then you would just go right here and just go right to ActiveCampaign, right? Or ConvertKit or MailChimp or whatever else you might use. Okay. For me, I'm going to go ahead and click Add New Path. And I'm going to hit Edit. And instead of Path C, I'm going to call this Live Streaming Group. And continue. I want, when this happens, what do I want to be? When the group name contains the word live streaming. Okay, let's test it. Your path would have continued. Okay, so I'm just saying, hey, if the group name contains live streaming, then I want you to go down this path, okay, and do this XYZ. So I'm just setting that up. If it's for my dream car group, then it's going to do something else. Okay, but for now, I'm adding this filter. So I'm going to hit done editing. So if I did get this live streaming group, then do this. And that's when I want to add it to ActiveCampaign. Choose action event. I want to create or update a contact. Then I'll continue. And then I'll pick my account and hit continue. If you need to add an account for the first time, you can add a new account here, and that should be covered in the original training as well, how to hook up your API keys to basically let the Zapier and the ActiveCampaign software talk to each other. So I'm just going to go ahead and click continue for now. And here we go. So these live streaming practices, people, I'm going to go ahead and say that they are on a list I already have. So I'm going to go ahead and call these people ClickFunnels people, which is likely what they are, internet marketing type people. You can pick different lists. You can go and make a new list, which is also covered in the original training. Or if you just want to Google it real quick, go create a new list in ActiveCampaign. And then you would just need to come in and refresh this here. But for now, I'm just going to click ClickFunnels people. This should be covered in the original training as well. And this is where you're going to map the email address, okay? So we're going to scroll down here, and we're going to map the email address right here. Okay? And then first name is going to be there, John. Last name, Doe. Full name. Now it says only use this if you can't obtain them separately. We can obtain this separately, so I'm going to leave that blank. Phone number we don't have. Tags. This is what I like to do. You could just straight up tag them with this group name, like that. Or you could make your own tag and just say, you could call them member, they could call them live streaming group member. Live streaming group member. Okay. It's up to you, whatever you want to do there. Okay. Now this is where we're going to make those other mappings. Okay. So these are some other custom fields I have for my birthday party business I have, right? I'd also bring in different fields for ClickFunnels usage. Like I said, do you have ClickFunnels? Yes or no, right? That's very, very helpful to know. Online earnings, affiliate status, etc. What we're looking for is the two new custom fields that we just created. And they'll probably be at the very bottom here. And there they are, Mac or PC. Live streaming equipment. So I'm just going to click that. And I'm going to not click the question, but the answer. Okay. And then the same for live streaming equipment, webcam, blue snowball, microphone. And continue. And that is pretty much it. Okay, so it's ready for me to test. I can say skip test. I can say test and continue. And that's what we're going to do. So we can see it's going to tag them. We're going to bring in the name and the email. We're going to bring in a lot of empty fields here, but we're also going to populate it. Let's see, did it put it at the top? Oh, I guess it's maybe, where is it? Nice. There's my tag for my group. And there's the two answers to the questions. Okay? So test and continue. And what did it do? I assume it went through. Let's go ahead and look in our email marketing here. If I go back to here, the home page, There's John Doe right there. What do we expect to see for him? We expect to see that he's got, I'm going to hide empty fields. We expect to see that he has the tag of live streaming group member. He's on the list ClickFunnels people. There's his live streaming equipment, and then he's got Mac or PC. Okay, is that a beautiful thing? Give me a heart or a like in the comments if you are with me. Okay. So now we have that. So we have them tagged, they're brought in. Now in ActiveCampaign, we can create an automation based off of this. So that welcome to the group automation, okay? So we're going to head over to automations, and we're going to make a new one from scratch. Click continue. And I'm going to name this welcome to, or live streaming group automation, okay? And the way I kick off this automation, the start trigger is going to be tag is added. Okay, I'll click continue. And the tag was, what was it? Live streaming group member. So you have to know exactly what that was. Okay, so we said that we were going to tag it with live streaming group member. That is exactly what the tag needs on the other side of the thing, right here. And that will kick off this automation. If they join the group once, or if they join the group multiple times, you can decide whether you want them to go through this again. But I think once is probably what I'm going to pick at this point. And so I'm going to go ahead and click Add Start. And then if you want to, you could send yourself an email, right? If you're new to this and it's exciting to see that someone joined your group, but if you're getting 50 of these a day, you probably don't want an email. But you can say this is from the live streaming group, and you can send yourself an email, myself@gmail.com, and you can say congrats, and then you can actually personalize this by picking their first name like that, and you could also pick their last name. John Doe has joined the live streaming group. And then usually you can put more details in the body of the text of the email, but I'm just going to paste this for now. But you can customize this with whatever information you find interesting. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck these and click Add. Okay, so I'm going to send myself an email letting myself know that someone joined my Facebook group. And like I said, you're all welcome to join. We'd love to have you in there as live streaming practicers. So we're going to call this automation live streaming practice group. Okay. Now, this is where it all kind of comes together, okay? So I'm going to hit Add, and I'm going to say conditions and workflow, if else. How would you like to split this automation? So first of all, you may want to send just a generic welcome to the group email. Hey, hey, we really recommend you do a go live as soon as you can. Introduce yourself to the group. Okay. So let's say you've done that email. That's going to be applicable to everyone that joins the group. And now you're working on email number 2. So this one is where I'm going to say select a condition, and I'm going to say custom contact fields here. And I'm going to find Mac or PC. And if you can't find it, then you need to kind of search for it up here. Mac or PC. Mac or PC, that's that field. And here's the trick. does it contain, and you can't do PC, unfortunately, I don't think. Right here, this is a key thing you need to know. Your segment contains condition with fewer than 3 characters. So you have to keep that in mind when you're creating your questions. And so that's why I'm actually going to key off of the word Mac instead. Okay, so hopefully that works. Okay, so does the contact match the following conditions? Does the contact, did they put for the answer for Mac or PC, did they put Mac? If they said yes, then I'm going to send them an email. Okay. We'll call it introduce to Ecamm Live. Call that the name of the email. And let's just pick something like this here. Just build one from scratch. I have some I've already used, so I'm just going to pick that. I'm going to say awesome. I'll call it live streaming with a Mac. See how powerful that is? First name. Okay. And then we're going to say, I noticed that you said you were using a Mac. For live streaming. That is what I use. And I've found my favorite software, my favorite live streaming software to be Ecamm Live. If you'd like to check it out, please visit here. Okay, now if I actually want to go do this for reals, a bonus training, let's see, copy. Okay, sorry about that little delay, but this is how you would do this. You would highlight that and hit link, and then you would paste your link there. And I also like to kind of just tag this a little bit, add an action, and hit tag, and just say clicked Ecamm link. And that way I just know if they did or not, in case I want to key off of that tag in another automation or not. Okay? So for now, that's not the best copy I've ever written in my life, but for the sake of example, we're just going to leave it like that. Okay? And then we're going to hit next. And we're going to go to finish here. And this should be ready to go. Now over here, I could do the same thing, but for PC. Okay. And then for now, I'm actually just going to add a wait condition until I can add more emails to the end of this thing. I'm just going to have it sit there and wait and hold them. And same thing for this here. This is where I hold people while I'm waiting to write more emails and extend the length of the automation. So this should be pretty much ready to go. It says it's inactive, so I'm going to make sure I click it to active. And then Zapier. Let's make sure this is the Zap is all turned on. Yep, Zap is ready. Turn it on. Okay. Turning on your Zap. Okay, it looks like it's on. And so now it's all ready to go to add to Email Serper 3000. Okay. Now I am running the multiple group version. And so I would just need to add these things here. And we'll do that right now. So let's get out of here. Let's get back over to live streaming practice. And what you need is the exact name of the group. And that goes right there. And then you need the URL of the group. That's how it kind of knows. Set it to auto run. Then we'll get question 1. I'll grab that. Now, there's different question types. This one I'm going to say is not required. There's email required, secret code required, not required. I'm going to say it's not required. And then for live streaming equipment, I'm going to put that as question 2. It's also not required. And even if they don't want to give me their email, I'm going to say that it's not required as well. But if I did want to make it required, I could just call it email required like that. I'm just going to say not required. I'm just going to go to the end of this line, make sure best tips and tricks and gear recommendations for live streaming. Just want to make sure I got the entire question just like I have set up in here. It's got to be a direct match there. Okay, so that looks good. And now I'm going to save this. And I'm actually going to kick this off by hitting check now. Okay, so that's actually going through and looking to see if there's any new members of the Dream Car group. Slurping. And then it's going to switch over to my other Facebook group and kick off and see if there's anybody in that one. And then hopefully when it's done there, it will pop up and work on the other Facebook group. Now, whether or not this pops open or does it in the background, I'm not sure. And to be honest, I haven't had a ton of people testing multiple groups, so I don't even know if that's for sale right now. But reach out if you are willing to test that. It is very much in beta, but yeah, I'm using it at least with 2 groups successfully. So I don't think I had anybody waiting, but basically if we were to simulate this now, basically what I would do, I would take this here. Let's make this Jane Dawson. Okay. And will you be streaming with a Mac? Or we'll say Mac as well, and we'll just say I have nothing at all. Okay. And then for the email, let's do my email, ojhurst@gmail.com. Okay. And what I'm going to do is to simulate a new row coming in. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go right here and I'm going to paste it. Okay, so we are waiting now for Zapier to hopefully pick that up and see that there's a new contact. It's not John Doe, so we're just going to be waiting. So I'll take this opportunity to just see if there's any questions on how this all works, and we can hopefully address them later. But hopefully you're enjoying this masterclass of Facebook group hacks, Facebook automation, what do I call it? Facebook group automation hacks. So hopefully you're happy with the value here. It can be very powerful, right? That contextually based, questions, knowing, segmenting them right off the bat, giving them that experience, that customized experience, hopefully make you more sales and more engagement. So we are just waiting. I will say that I'm running these extensions up in Amazon. So this is a remote desktop server. There should be a training around here somewhere for that as well. I run Spencer's plugin up here. I run Email Serper up here. So that way, if my computer is off, these extensions still run around the clock, serving my global audience. So there's my Builderpreneur extension. And then here is Email Serper 3000. And Email Serper 3000, in case you didn't know, it runs on a timer. So when I have a lot of people joining the group, I just set this to 5 minutes and just hit save. It would just, every 5 minutes, it will just pop open a new tab here and try to approve people. And it automatically approves them around the clock. So let's go ahead and check back in with ActiveCampaign and see if we got ourselves a new person. Not yet, huh? Okay, I really just needed to wait a couple more seconds or a minute or so, and I'm just going to go ahead and refresh this, and we're at 3227, and let's go ahead and refresh. 3227. She did not come in. That is so strange. Let's see. Jane Doe. I probably already have a Jane Doe. Could be the problem, because I use Jane Doe as or Jane Dawson, right? So there she is. Jane Dawson. Live streaming equipment, I have nothing at all. Mac or PC, Mac. So the problem is that I already had my email address. That's why it didn't show a new subscriber. But if I go and check my email, then you can see here, Jane, I noticed you said you were using a Mac for live streaming. This is what I've used. I found my favorite to be Ecamm Live. If you'd like to check it out, please visit here. And then that is the affiliate link to Ecamm Live, which I do absolutely 100% recommend. I'm probably using it right now. So that concludes the full circle of why we did all that. And that concludes the training, which I'm calling Facebook Group Automation Hacks. Now we will return to any other trainings that I'm making. Bye.